Tonight really is a celebration of young people. And we drew names out of a hat a little bit ago, and Maddie was selected to go first. Let me tell you a little bit about Maddie. I've never met a person as kind as Maddie. She finds kids that need a little extra help and doesn't let them slip through the cracks. She is committed to anti-bullying. She's running our Be a Star program at the club, making a difference every day in the lives of our kids. Maddie is involved in our state Youth Action Council, right? Yep. And so many other clubs and organizations, and I am certain that she makes a difference in every one of those. Maddie passed more certificates in figure skating in one day than most kids do in a whole year. So it is my pleasure to introduce Maddie.
Hi, I'm Maddie Van Englenhoven. I'm a senior at Steamboat Springs High School, and I've been working at the Boys and Girls Club for a year and a half. I'm a figure skater, and I love to play guitar and piano, as well as being outside as much as possible. So most of us here tonight went through high school, right? Think back to that time and remember your biggest barrier. Maybe it was a failed friendship or a failed test or some kind of social pressure. Everyone's is different, but mine took place just a year and a half ago when I got my heart torn out by my high school sweetheart and I lost virtually all of my friends. I had associated a big part of myself to these people, and when they left, I couldn't remember who I was without them. It was about this time that I started working at Boys and Girls Club. And let me tell you that being around kids is way better than being around teenagers. I didn't have to worry about what they thought of my clothes or my makeup. They always loved the big blue club logo on my shirt, and they always thought I was beautiful, with or without makeup. There's this one little girl that always compliments me on my hair or my eyes or my smile, and it makes my day every single time. Thanks to these kids, I can now express my creativity, which was a weaker trait of mine. Right now, I love making Valentine's cards for my friends, but I am also able to build things at the club, whether it be out of Legos or popsicle sticks. Right now, I have a place where it's my job to embrace this new identity of mine. The childish yet responsible, the curious yet respectful person I truly am. And at the club, I am associated with the Be a Star program, where I help the kids learn about anti-bullying and how to recognize and manage their emotions. And with early development of these skills, I'm able to instill the tools needed to become the leaders and critical thinkers that our community depends on. And as for me, I don't have a clear vision for my future as of now, but I do have a very clear aspirations. My lifelong dream is to tour and perform with Disney on Ice, so that is my goal number 1. And goal number 2 is to study molecular biology at the University of California, Davis, where I hope to use my studies to further the research and manufacturing of vaccinations and medicine. The road ahead of me is really exciting, but also really terrifying. But with the foundation that the club has provided, through my leadership and confidence, I'm equipped to take on whatever God has in store for me. So thank you all for coming out tonight and listening to my story and all of our stories about how the club has truly changed us.
I'm sure if I was a little girl at the club, I'd want to be Maddie too. What do you guys think? The next name out of the hat is Charlotte. Charlotte has this beautiful swagger. She is confident and poised, and she is laid back all at the same time. The kids love to sit with Charlotte and play any game that she'll pull out and do with them. She's a quick friend and a fabulous asset to the Boys and Girls Club. Here's Charlotte.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Brooks. I'm 17 and I just graduated from Yampa Valley High School. I've been coming to the Boys and Girls Club since I was in first grade, and I've been working here since 2020. This club has seen me at some of my best, This club has seen me at some of my best and worst moments, and this program has really made a big impact on my life and my character. Growing up, my life was a little bit chaotic and stressful. I would stay at a different house every couple of days, but the Boys and Girls Club became my constant. It was somewhere I could go and have fun and not have to worry about where I was going next. While I was there, I was paired with a mentor, and we would talk every Wednesday. Sometimes we would talk about what was going on, but mostly it was a space where we could laugh and joke around, and she taught me a lot about people. She taught me that a lot of people are struggling, and we're all going through something, but if we try to listen and understand each other, that's how we start to heal. Her impact on me was a big reason I started working at the Boys and Girls Club. She taught me a lot, and she helped me get through things, and I wanted to do that for other kids. I try every day. I know how much it sucks to be a kid and not really have control over what's going on in your life, so I try to make the Boys and Girls Club somewhere safe and carefree. I try to treat kids with trust and respect because I want it to be a safe and welcoming place for kids of all walks of life. So fast forward to July 16th, 2021. That was the day my life changed forever. I was walking down the road when I discovered my family car crashed into a ditch, and my dad was being loaded into an ambulance. He had been ejected from the car when it rolled, and he passed away from his injuries at that hospital. When the doctor told me that my dad passed away, it felt like my whole world had shattered, and I was just sitting in the shrapnel of my old life. Our relationship had been left so broken because weeks before he'd passed away, I had ran away from home, I stopped all communication with him, and in that moment, I realized how much I'd taken for granted and how much I'd left unsaid. And I realized that that relationship with my dad didn't have a chance to get better anymore, but I did have a chance to fix what was broken in me and fix that relationship. After that day, nothing was the same. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to go anywhere. I started participating in risky behavior because I just didn't care what happened. Going back to work was the last thing on my mind, but my bosses, Kristen and Liz, and my family, they convinced me to go back to work. And just small positive moments with the kids were what kept me going. Working became my reason to keep my head above water. And the smiles from kids mean so much to me, more than they'll ever know. So in the future, I plan to apply to cosmetology school because, I plan to apply to cosmetology school because I think everyone is beautiful. Whether age or race or ability, we're all beautiful if we choose to do good things on this planet and be good people. And I want to help people express their outer beauty too. I want to open my own salon where I can help people on their journey to self-love and self-discovery. And I want to run my own business. And that's pretty much the end of my speech. I just really want to thank the Boys and Girls Club and the Youth of the Year and everyone who sponsored me and all my friends, because these programs have really set me on a track that I never thought I was going to be on. I didn't think I was going to go to college. I didn't think I was going to do anything successful, but this has really given me opportunity to get my life started. So, thank you.
There is a great future started in Charlotte, and you are going to college, Charlotte, and going to do wonderful, wonderful things. Macy is our next finalist for Youth of the Year, and Macy is such a fun person. She's not afraid of anything, you guys. She will get down on the floor and play Legos. She's the best kickball pitcher we have inside of the club, and all the kids want, Macy, are you in my room today? Can I be in your group today? Macy, is it my turn? She's a goofball, she's smart, she's funny, she's fantastic. Here's Macy.
Hi everyone, my name is Macy LaHaye. I'm 16 years old, and I'm a junior at Steamboat Springs High School. I have been working at the club ever since the start of the pandemic. I had so much extra free time and wanted to put it towards something meaningful, so I thought a job was perfect. As I was looking around, my friend actually introduced me to the Boys and Girls Club, and I knew this was going to be a great opportunity for me. As a young child, and still even now, I struggle with anxiety. When I was little, it was always hard for me to go to school, be away from my parents, and just do a lot of things in life. But through these struggles, I was in and out of the hospital. I had so much stomach pain, but all the doctors and nurses that I've met today have helped me cope and helped me manage this pain. Through these experiences, I've also realized one thing: I love caring for others. I plan on being a pediatric nurse when I grow up. I plan on going to college and pursuing a career in nursing because I love helping others. The club has played a huge role in my life when preparing me for the future. It has helped me gain the confidence to talk to others more. It has helped me grow out of my shell a lot, and it has helped me pursue my passion of helping others, whether it's a hand to hold for these kids or a friendly face to talk to. Because I know when I was going through a rough time, I needed a smile on my face, and that's what I want to do for these kids. If ever I see them down, I will go up to them and make it a point in my day to put a smile on their face. I love helping others, and that's what I'm born to do. I want to teach these kids that positivity is so much more important than negativity. My dad once told me that negative things can't really affect people who are positive and grateful for everything in life. So if the kids think about this and put this into their life, they will be full of courage, and courageous people are unstoppable. I cannot wait for the future that God has planned for me, and I cannot wait to help others further than I already do. Thank you.
Macy is helping others every single day at Boys and Girls Club. Thanks, Macy. Next, we have Raina. Raina is so fun at Boys and Girls Club. She's the first one to say hello, how's your day? And then she always has some crazy story about something going on. It's really fun to hear Raina. Raina's really involved in agriculture. She is on the livestock judging team and then has participated in 4-H, I think since she was born, probably, right? Maybe. Raina is a quick friend to our kids at the Boys and Girls Club and a wonderful asset. Raina?
I used to believe that if nothing important or significant happened in your life, it didn't count. I had this vision on how my life was supposed to be, but I found out things don't always happen the way you think, and the Boys and Girls Club has taught me how to cope with these changes. My name is Raina Steele, and I'm a senior at Moffat County High School, as well as a concurrent enrollment student at Colorado Northwestern Community College, and this is my story. In 2017, I was a 13-year-old girl wearing a dark blue BGC shirt that read volunteer on the back in big white letters. The moment I stepped through the glass double doors, Miss Dana was there to greet me with the biggest, most enthusiastic welcome I've ever heard. I was desperately searching for a place that I fit in, a place where I was welcome and could be myself. Through my years of service at the Boys and Girls Club, I advanced from club member to volunteer and eventually junior staff. When I felt like things in my life had become steady again, my world was turned upside down. Everyone deals with the COVID pandemic differently. However, the impact it had on my life led me to the diagnosis of an anxiety disorder. Almost 2 years ago, I remember waking up in the middle of the night, feeling like my skin was on fire and I couldn't catch my breath. I kept telling my mom, something doesn't feel right, I'm not okay. But that was just the beginning of the roller coaster experience I had, from the isolation I endured and the anger and loneliness that I felt away from my friends and the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. When we made our return to the club in July of 2020, I learned that my life is far more valuable than I've been treating it, and sometimes it's perfectly normal to admit that you're not okay. The truth is, I'm not perfect, and I still have days where I feel like my heart might beat out of my chest. but everyone at the Boys and Girls Club has played a role in my journey, whether they've realized it or not. And I've never felt greater joy than I do when I beat 8-year-olds in a game of dodgeball. Working with kids in a community of change, I get to help them conquer the challenges that I once faced. I've recently connected with a group of kids that I spend a lot of time with at the club, and their reactions to the changes in our community can cause problems to arise in their young minds. Through the trainings at the club, I've been able to help them grow and adapt to issues they face at home and school, while gaining the knowledge and experience on how to relieve my own anxiety. All these years at the club, I thought I was teaching these kids, when in reality, I've learned far more from them than I could have ever imagined. Because of the support I've received from the Boys and Girls Club, I now possess a level of self-acceptance I never thought possible. I have found my voice, and I am now able to advocate for other children who are in my same position. I plan to further my education at Blinn College and study agriculture education. I hope to create a positive support system for kids who are in the same position as I was, and help them understand aspects such as bullying, discouragement, and loss of confidence. The club helped me evolve from an insecure girl who feared the world into a brave, intelligent, and confident adult. I see a level of intelligence, importance, and future for myself that not everyone's able to experience in our community's youth. My story doesn't end here, but it began at the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
I feel so lucky that you began your story at Boys and Girls Club. Thank you, Raina. Ashley is our next Youth of the Year candidate, and Ashley is all things art at Boys and Girls Club. She makes some of the most creative art activities that you can even imagine, and the kids love it. Somehow, Ashley even makes cleanup fun in the art room. Thank you, Ashley, for all you do to make the Boys and Girls Club a success. It's your turn to give your speech.
Hopeless, alone, desperate, useless. These are words I'd use to describe myself before I had the opportunity to volunteer and later being a junior staff at Boys and Girls Club. I am Ashley, and I'm a senior at Moffat County High School. A few years ago, I was going down a very dark hole and not making very good decisions. Within the club, I knew that I needed to take a stand and be much stronger. 2019 was a hard year for me as I lost my father. During that time, I had lots of time to reflect on my life. While working within the club to improve my mental health, I knew that I needed to take a stand, just say how I really felt about the loss. I wrote this letter for myself to begin the official grief process while also making it known that no matter what I go through, I'll be much stronger at the end. I would like to share a little bit of my letter. Dear Dad, I am happy you're around when you're here, but I wish you were here longer to see me achieve my goals, graduate, go to college, get married, have kids, and everything else. I wish you could come back for at least 5 minutes to hug me, talk to me, and set the family straight. Everyone grieves different ways, and one way I chose to do so was talking or writing to myself, just to get my thoughts down. Although you weren't the greatest father, I know you would have still have loved to hear how I'm doing. I hope at some point I can forgive you from walking away from the life of a family and choosing drugs over that. Within the club, I worked with them on my mental health. If it weren't for the club, I might have been down the same path as my dad in 10 to 20 years. There's this kid at the club that I relate to so much, making me a huge mentor for this kid. Everyone has their good and bad days, and on my bad days, I just turn to some form of art, and that's what I taught this kid. I now have this huge tub at my house full of different crafts he or the other kids give me, and it actually may just be time I get a bigger tub. I knew I wanted to work with children in the future, but I wasn't sure of a career. While talking with Dana Tanya, and Aaron, it led me to social work and education. In the fall of 2022, I will be attending Colorado Mesa University to further my education. Through everything, the club, my therapist, and most of all, my mom helped shape me into the strong and independent woman I am now, continue to be tomorrow, next week, next year, and for as long as I can. I hope in the future to help and shape youth into the person they dream of being, just like the club did for me. I would just like to say a huge congratulations to all the other Youth of the Year nominees. A huge thank you to all of you for hearing my story and everyone else's story. And a huge thank you to the Boys and Girls Club for being a positive outlet to many youth.
I imagine that tub you have is really big. Is it in your room? Yes, it's in her room. That's incredible. Ashley, thank you. Our next Youth of the Year candidate is Avalon. Avalon tells a fantastic story. If you've ever been around Avalon, all the details, all the notes, I think she probably is going to be some kind of a public speaker when she grows up because it's really fun to listen to the stories that Avalon tells. Avalon is fantastic inside of our clubs. I've seen her sit with kids until they're ready to join the group. She doesn't give up on them. She doesn't walk away. She digs in and takes the time to make sure that they're heard and that they know that they have someone on her team. She's also an incredible fashion designer, working on her AP art exam, I think. Let's welcome Avalon up.
Hello, my name is Avalon Thunstrom. I'm 17 years old and I go to Steamboat Springs High School as a senior. I'm creative, I'm an artist, and I often get to use those skills to help the kids at Boys and Girls Club create art or create art for the club itself. However, my introduction to the Boys and Girls Club was far from standard. When I first met my boss, Kristen, I was there to fill court-ordered community service hours. A friend and I had went to the city market, picked up some cases of alcohol, and walked right out. That decision landed me with an MIP and a theft charge on my once clean record. As I kept going back to the Boys and Girls Club to do my hours, I started to realize that the kids were being nice to me and the staff was being friendly to me as well. And I started to think that maybe this could be more than just community service. On the last day I was there, I asked my boss, Kristen, for a job application. On the application, I had to fill out a portion which asked me if I had ever committed a crime. The severity of not being able to pass a background check in real life scared me a lot. And thinking about it sent me into a spiral. I wondered if I would ever be able to get a job or go to college and what that would look like for my future. Luckily, I got the job and I was able to get the MIP expunged off of my record. My family and I have gone through a lot in this last year, but my sister and I have only grown closer, even with her being out of state. Her support means a lot to me. In the club, I really like to do art. That's probably my favorite thing to do. Whenever we make something in the art room, I like to take it home with me as a reminder of the kids. For example, I have a little beaded flower in my rearview mirror, and it just reminds me of who I am and who they are when I'm not around the kids. Looking forward in my future, thankfully, to the Boys and Girls Club now that I have a future, I really would like to go to a fashion or art school. I'm not sure whether it'll be for fashion design or painting or being a fashion model, but I know that eventually I will be able to do something very creative with my skill set. I'm extremely thankful to the club and all of the members of the club here today because I don't think that my future would be as bright without the club, and I think that it completely changed my outlook on life. Now I'm able to listen to my conscience and listen to what I think is right instead of what anyone else thinks is right. And I'm really grateful to all the people that have showed me the way. Thank you.
Okay, so you see why tonight's one of my favorite days of the year. Let's do one more big round of applause for all 6 of those candidates. Woo-woo! The investments that you're making and all of our sponsors are making is truly making a difference in the lives of young people. To hear their stories, to see the great work that they then get to pass down to our younger members, just makes it all worthwhile. It makes every one of those days matter because you all matter and make a difference. I know that the world is still crazy. I am confident that it's going to be better with young people like these blazing the way. So proud of every single one of you.